Folks, this is all the fruit, and I have wanted to lay my hands on this little melon for quite some time. Why is that so? I didn't even know the name of this melon, but on YouTube and Instagram you could see a lot of videos of East Asian looking people, probably Chinese, who are making a very big fuss about this melon, sometimes picking it on farms from the vine, cutting it in half or ripping it apart, or delving into it with those little round spoon-like things they use a lot for fruits. Generally making quite a big fuss about it, like it's some really special and fancy type of melon. I didn't know the name until I saw it on a market here in Singapore. The nice lady on the market wrote me down all the things I bought, and she wrote Shofar Melon, and I thought, Shofar? That doesn't sound too Chinese. Then I googled Shofar, and I remembered it was something Middle Eastern, and it turns out it's this horn the Jews blow for religious reasons. Well, then I looked at this, and it doesn't look like a horn. But then I remembered that she actually had two types of this melon, and the other one was a lot more thin and pointy, and yeah, kind of looked like a goat's horn, like a more or less straight goat's horn. So Shofar Melon is actually not a Chinese name. She also wrote me down the Chinese name in Chinese characters, but yeah, she was really kind enough to find a non-Chinese name, basically a Western name, a Jewish name for this melon. I managed to find out the Chinese name, which I'm sure I'm gonna butcher. It's the Jiao Mi natural long musk melon. And when you Google this, most of the pictures of it will be of a different melon, more narrow and elongated, and without those stripes. For me, it always looked not really fancy. It looked like an unripe pumpkin or an unripe zucchini of some sort. But as I said, on the internet, East Asian people are making a really big fuss about it, much more than about other melons. So I'm really curious how good it's gonna be. Let's try this Jewish horn melon, which is apparently not so common in the Middle East, but more in East Asia. It's interesting, it's different. First of all, it's very crunchy, but also not hard. Even here you can see I managed to bite by accident into the... Basically, it has no rind. I wanted to say I managed to bite into the rind, but this thing has no rind. This thing has no rind. I basically bit through the thin skin. I did it again. So the flesh of this melon is very crunchy, and it has no rind. Okay, if I don't want to get all the pesticides, I should peel it. The stuff around the seeds also seems to be edible. The seeds are really small. I wonder if those are the seeds they use to propagate it, because they are really small. I don't know if they're even well developed. They don't look too plump. The stuff around the seeds is sweet and a bit sour. Yeah. Now I understand the fuss they're making about it. It is kind of an exceptional melon. Sweet, and the sweetness is not the big deal in this case. It's sweet, but so are other melons. I would say the crunchiness, it's a very special crunchiness. There is no toughness in it. It's like an apple, but like an apple or like a cucumber or like a water apple. Really unique for a melon. I read that out of the, 6 or 7 types of melons, basically only 1 or 2 are really represented in the West, and the others you can find only in Asia. And this, to me, tastes and feels like a totally different type of melon. Different from all melons I've tried before. As I said, not so much about the taste, but this crunchiness without any trace of toughness, and also no trace of rind. There is just a thin skin. Probably I'll have to peel less than a millimeter and can eat all the rest. Okay, folks, I understand the fuss about this melon. If you manage to see an inconspicuous fruit looking like this, and if it's incredibly expensive, buy it. At least once, try it. I don't think you're gonna regret it. Now that I peeled it and I'm eating it, I remember what it tastes like. Of course, it's like a cucumber, but sweetened with melon flavor. Basically, yeah, crunchy but without toughness, and you can peel the rind like 1 millimeter thick. There is no rind. There is just the skin. No, this thing is like a sweet cucumber with a bit of muskmelon flavor. There's a lot of confusion about the genealogy of melons. They are the same genus as cucumbers, and here in Southeast Asia I found a lot of things which seem to be melon cucumber hybrids, even though a lot of them are considered just melons but with cucumber-like properties. But this is definitely a melon with cucumber-like properties. It's basically like a cucumber which tastes of melon and also has this orange stuff around the seeds, which is more typical for a melon than for a normal cucumber.